Norma basalis. In the middle part, what we can see is here in the midline, the bone which is known as vomer. Vomer has two processes which are known as ala of the vomer, and this is the vomer. On each side of the vomer, we can see the large openings. These large openings are known as posterior nasal apertures, which communicate nasal cavity with the nasopharynx. On each side of the posterior nasal aperture, we find a pterygoid plates. This is the medial pterygoid plate and this is the lateral pterygoid plate. Medial pterygoid plate in the upper part is having a small tubercle which is known as pterygoid tubercle. Pterygoid tubercle is notched by auditory tube. Just lateral to it we have a boat-shaped depression that is known as scaphoid fossa. The scaphoid fossa gives origin to tensor palatii muscle. Throughout posterior border of the medial pterygoid plate gives attachment to pharyngobasilar fascia. The inferior tip of the medial pterygoid plate gives attachment to superior constrictor of pharynx and pterygomandibular raphe. So these are the attachments and relations of medial pterygoid plate. Lateral to it is the lateral pterygoid plate. Between lateral pterygoid plate and medial pterygoid plate we have a depression known as pterygoid fossa. Lateral pterygoid plate on the medial surface gives attachment to deep head of medial pterygoid, and laterally it gives attachment to lower head of lateral pterygoid. So on each side of lateral pterygoid plate we have an attachment of muscle. Medially medial pterygoid, laterally lateral pterygoid. Now at the root of medial pterygoid plate we can see posterolaterally a oval shaped foramen that is known as foramen ovale. Foramen ovale transmits mandibular nerve, accessory meningeal artery, lesser petrosal nerve and emissary vein, MALE. These are the structures coming out from the foramen ovale. Mandibular nerve is one of the most important nerve coming out from foramen ovale. Behind the foramen ovale we have a small round foramen known as foramen spinosum, which transmits middle meningeal artery and a nervus spinosus. So these are the structures passing from the foramen spinosum. Medial to foramen ovale and spinosum we have a groove known as sulcus tubae. On this side it's here. On this side is here. The sulcus tubae, it is related to auditory tube. Medial to sulcus tubae we have the bone which is known as petrous temporal bone. Whole bone is a petrous temporal bone. It's a pyramidal shaped bone with the apex. The bone here on the inferior surface gives attachment to the levator palatii muscle. On the apex of the petrous temporal we have an irregular shaped foramen. It is known as foramen lacerum. Behind the levator we have a round canal which is carotid canal, transmits internal carotid artery and sympathetic plexus around it. Lateral to this petrous temporal we have a mandibular fossa for the TM joint. In front of the mandibular fossa and lateral to ovale we have a plate of the bone which is a infratemporal surface of greater wing of sphenoid, which gives origin to upper head of lateral pterygoid. Coming to medial to carotid canal, we see a large foramen and a fossa. Large foramen is a jugular foramen and fossa is known as jugular fossa, which is large on the right side while smaller on the left side. This is smaller on the left and larger on the right side. So jugular foramen and jugular fossa. Jugular foramen transmits from anterior to posterior the inferior petrosal sinus and the middle part 9th, 10th, 11th cranial nerve. In the posterior part internal jugular vein. So these are the important structures passing through jugular foramen. Still medially we have a bar of the bone. This bone is known as basilar part of occipital bone. Exactly in the midline we have a tubercle known as pharyngeal tubercle. Gives attachment to superior constrictor of pharynx and median raphe of pharynx. On each side there is a fossa, pharyngeal fossa, that is for the pharyngeal tonsils. So these are the parts which we see here on the midline. Lateral to the jugular fossa we have a styloid process which is broken up within specimen Otherwise, this is a very pointed, sharp prominence. So this is a styloid process which gives attachment to 3 muscles and 2 ligaments. 3 muscles are styloglossus, stylohyoid and stylopharyngeus, and 2 ligaments are stylohyoid ligament and stylomandibular ligament. Lateral to it, we have a large process known as mastoid process. Laterally mastoid process gives attachment to the sternocleidomastoid muscle, and medial surface of the mastoid process gives attachment to posterior belly of digastric. Medial to mastoid process, there is a notch which is known as mastoid notch. It is related just medial to it, a small groove on this side, better seen, the groove for occipital artery. So groove for the occipital artery is just at the medial part of mastoid notch. Between styloid process and mastoid process, we have an opening known as stylomastoid foramen. This side here, this side here. Stylomastoid foramen transmits facial nerve and stylomastoid branch of posterior auricular artery. So these are the features which you see in the middle part. Large gap deep to zygomatic arch transmits the tendon of temporalis. So these are the features seen in the middle part.